Okay, there's a number of things that I need to do. I need to get the tire off of this old Troy-Bilt, and because it's flat, and a friend of mine wants to borrow it, so that's one thing. I cleared out through this area right here. Brought in some stuff that I used over the summer for camping, put that away. And for my fruit harvest, I've got this project that I'm going to do. Project is, I'm going to take the apple crusher and I'm going to mount it to this little board right here. And in here, I have a 3/4 horsepower motor, along with a pulley and a smaller pulley, and I'm going to hook all that up to this thing here, and well, you know, the rest is history. I will be crushing those apples like it's nobody's business. No more hand cranking, sitting there all day hand cranking that thing. I am going to get industrial. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to put a motor on this thing. All right, I've got that first pulley on there. That's the big one. Obviously, turns the apple crusher. All right, I've got it just sitting there, the apple crusher, on that board. This is what the apple crusher came on, is this board. And I need to give it a little oiling. I guess I used it last week a couple of times, and with all the and I cleaned it off with water, so I think that the bearing that's inside there needs a little oil. But once it gets going, I think it's going to be fine. It should be going. The way I have it rigged up is when I put I got a 3/4 electric motor, and when I stick it down, it should have a little tension against that, just a little bit, and the electric motor is going to go around at 1700 RPMs, and I've got a difference of, this is I think 14 inches to 1.5 inches, so that should bring it down, that ratio should bring it down to about 180 revolutions per minute, or 3 revolutions a second. So we'll see. I'll get the motor set up and we'll play around with it. Okay, so I put the pulley on the end of the motor, and this is approximately where it's going to sit. Of course, it's going to be turned the other way so that the pulley can line up with this one. But I was just checking out the wiring. So the wiring is going to come through this hole right here, okay? And there is a connection there that I hook up to, and a ground right there, okay? Okay, going to look at these mountains. It's a really rainy day. All right, I'm back. I picked up this cord liner, whatever you call it, and I'm going to hook it up to this switch cover housing, and then it's going to go into the side here where the electricity goes, right? So it's going to have a little line going between there that's going to be nice and insulated. And then I've got this extension cord here that I'm going to tear apart, and that is going to feed into this thing. And I got a a little fitting to keep the cord nice and tight. Okay, and then I have a cover that I'm going to put over the top of that. So that is how I'm going to feed the electricity into this thing. And before I get too far down that road, I have to do a couple of things. I have to bolt this thing down. Okay, I sort of have this thing set so that this pulley sticks out about 4 1/8 of an inch. This pulley here is sticking out about 4 1/8 of an inch. That way the belt will line up nice and neat. Okay, so I'm just going to bolt this thing down onto this board so it's nice and secure. That's my next step. Then the step after that is I'm just going to hook the electricity up to this to find out which direction this thing is turning and make sure it's turning the right way. Now I just clipped off the end of the extension cord, and I'm going to strip it away, get the wires showing, and test out this motor. Well, it's a good thing I'm working here in the shop on this thing instead of out trying to do something in the yard. Okay, I've got it wired up temporarily there. I just want to see that it should be rotating this way. Should make this rotate this way, which would make that apple core thing in there go the correct direction. The apple crusher go the right way. So let's see. I just need to tap it in. Yep, going the right way. That is what I want. Okay. So now I'm just going to permanently wire that stuff in. If it was going the wrong way, I think I can switch the wires around or something. Okay, so just to test this thing out, I still haven't wired it up over there. I just wanted to double check. You know, I put the belt on and I sort of positioned the motor about where it needs to be. And I clamped it down so it's not going to move. Wanted to plug it in just to see how fast this thing goes around. You know, hopefully it goes about like that, you know, not like way too fast. It's going to look a little bit floppy because it's not finished yet, but I just wanted to get an idea of how fast it's going to go. Oh, that's nice. Yes, sir. Now let me look in here. Okay. Okay. I have the wires going in, and they're all wired up the way they should be. And I put the little tie thing in here inside this hole that is going to hold this thing on. So in other words, that end right there is going to screw into the piece that I have in there. And this is all water sealed tight, you know. So if it's got that little O-ring on there. So as my crushing apples, if a little juice gets on there, it's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then I'm going to start working on the switch. Alright, so here's a tip that I probably don't need to make to anybody. I'm just going to reinforce this tip to myself. Always leave yourself enough wire coming out. It is so hard to work with this wire when it's so short. You know, the thing is I have told myself this hundreds of times. Always leave yourself enough wire. And, you know, here I am, not leaving myself enough wire. I don't feel so bad. I mean, I consider people in general need to give ourselves a little break, right? Because we are 98% in terms of our DNA and stuff like that, like an ape, okay? And an ape couldn't do this, so give yourself a break, all right? You're doing pretty good. Me too. All right, I just need to cut it. And I will have my motorized apple crusher ready to go. Yeah, just kidding. So all I need to do now is put the cover on that. There she is, or he. There he is, the Johnny Apple Crusher. The Johnny Apple Crusher 2000 is ready for its initial test. I have it set up. The apples will go in there. They will be crushed into a pulp, at which point they will drop into there. When that thing gets to be about half full, I'm going to scoot it over to the press, at which point I'm going to screw this thing down and apple juice will be coming out, except I'm going to be using pears. Alright? Now I wanted to point out one thing. You remember how loud this thing was, and then I oiled it, right? Well, watch. Nice and quiet. Okay. So here we go. Now I don't want any fanfare. Really, I don't want any fanfare. Just a second. All right. No fanfare. All right. We have fanfare. Okay, here goes. Dun, 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 dun. We take a pear and we put it into the Johnny 2000 Apple Crusher. And it comes out right there. That was just incredible. No problem.
How did you make it, Dad?
Yes, exactly.
Dad, I'm making the dinner bell right now.
Stand back, because you don't want to be hurt by the Johnny Apple Crusher 2000. Isn't it awesome? Yes, everybody clap now. Thank you. Thank you.
You made it, wow.
Okay. You guys want to see another one?
Yeah.
How about you? Here goes. Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
Not my apple.
Anybody can do it. You're not too old, you're not too young to use the Johnny. Alright, well, I hate to get on my soapbox. You know, earlier, you know, all those people were here, the fanfare, you know, being a star is really difficult, first of all, okay? And, you know, the other thing is that, yeah, I'm trying to get something done here, and all these people, they're cheering and everything else, you know, it's like, how am I supposed to, I just don't go out for that kind of thing, right? In any case, you know, I can't really tell everybody, go away and be mean, right? So, yeah, and then of course everybody had to come up and put apples and pears and stuff in there. You know, I built it. It's mine. But, you know, okay, that's all right. You know, I'll let them try it for, you know, because that's just the kind of guy I am. In any case, now they're telling me, bring the pear juice in, put it in the pot, boil it, you know. Okay, fine, I'll bring the pear juice in. Here we go.